Hello folks, this is Wrong Rookie, and this time I want to try out to something different. Instead of just, doing a recorded footage of a Let's Play and just play early bits of it, I just thought, from what I've played so far, I just thought I'll give my impressions of it. And then, based on that, if you guys like it or if I think it deserves it, I can probably do a full review of the game. And for the first one of the impressions sort of indie spotlight, we're going to be looking at Wife Quest. Now, Wife Quest is a very interesting puzzle. Not puzzle. It's an RPG platformer of sorts, in that you play as a girl named Mia, whose objective is to rescue her husband, Fernando, by some monsters who have, for some reason, have some affection towards him. And, Mia just wants her husband back. So she gets a sword and, slashes off monsters and, for some reason, beats the hell out of them. So that is the gist of the story. I'm fine with stories like that. I don't have any issues with it. It's just, it's, in some methods, it's a bit awkward. But, if you take away the humor aspect of it, the platforming is pretty good. I mean, you have platforms that make progress. The level design kind of rewards you for exploring around a little. It gives you a lot of stuff. And the collectibles are actually rewarding, but they don't give, there are no lives in this, which to me is a bummer, because I'm one of those people that prefer to have lives in a platformer. Because to me, lives are an incentive of why some collectibles would feel rewarding. So, to me, it's a bit bummer that there are no collectibles that give lives. There's no life system, basically, but the collectibles are still rewarding nonetheless. You find treasure, which you can use to buy stuff like potions, better weapons, and so. And, in addition to that, you also can find collectibles that give you, like, art gallery and music, etc. The stuff. So, right off the bat, you start off with a sword. You just flash in monsters and, make progress. But as you defeat bosses, you tend to get better upgrades, like a shield that blocks you. The shield that blocks projectiles. And then you also get some newer abilities as you defeat each and every boss. So far from what I've played in the game, I think the game is pretty impressive. It's got, nice platforming. It rewards, like I said, it rewards you for your exploring. But the thing that concerns me a bit is that looking at the map itself, there seems to be only 6 stages, which, okay, I get that. And the other thing, the main thing that bothers me about this is the length of the levels. And let me tell you, the levels are quite long, like really long. Sure, you sort of can save as soon as you go to the checkpoints or when you go to a save state, I guess, but generally speaking, the levels tend to be long, and there's nothing that you can do about it, unfortunately. What's even more annoying, at least to me, is that this game, so far from the looks of it, it kind of blocks you from getting certain collectibles until you get those newer abilities, but when you defeat bosses, which is a bummer, because it's restricting your freedom of getting collectibles. Now, I understand why some platformers do it, like particularly Metroidvania. You don't want to like break the game very easily, but you know, this platformer, it looks to be like a very straightforward one. There doesn't seem to be, you know, anything of that Metroidvania sort where you're going back to specific levels. You're actually going forward, and all you do is go forward. And that's so right now, that is the thing that bothers me a little, but yeah, you know, I guess I can live with that. Music-wise, it's okay. It's good. It's not something that will make you like, oh man, this song's amazing or anything. It's just okay right now. The levels I've played right now are the first two stages. The bosses so far are pretty damn hard. In fact, the second boss was so hard that I had to literally just go and get myself a bunch of upgrades to make it easier for me. And yeah, they're fairly challenging. They're a bit on the high level of difficulty, but other than that, you know, I can live with it. Now, as a game of itself, honestly, I thought it would be something like, okay, it would just do, it would just do this. Looking at the setting of the game, I just thought, okay, it would just be a very, very simple, what do you call it? The word I'm looking for is very joke kind of a game that, you know, it would be one of those games where, you know, it's not a game that you would really enjoy, but really after playing a little bit of this, it really does feel fun in some aspects. I'm actually surprised that there is a bit of fun playing this game. I mean, sure, the story, the humor is a bit weak for me. Not sure if it's something that I can like, but yeah, you know, living past that, I really think the level design is pretty good. I think the gameplay is solid. Like I said, the platforming is good. It always rewards you with your curiosity. There are tons of secrets to get, and you know, there are a lot of things to do actually in the levels themselves. The only thing I don't like so far is how long the levels are, and you know, and the weird moments that you get to choke your enemies when that. I mean, what were they thinking with that? I feel somehow I don't like the idea of like choking the enemy, because those really don't do anything. They just give you an extra animation. They just feel awkward, and yeah, those parts feel awkward. And what's worse is the enemies don't even get up after defeating them, so it really feels weird in some aspects. But yeah, I guess that is really the impressions I'm getting with it so far. Maybe I guess when I complete the game fully, I can give a better impression. But right now, other than the weak humor, the characters, you know, being not up to my taste at least, I think I like the gameplay of it alone the most. Because, well, let's face it, I'm a sucker when it comes to platformers, so something like this would, you know, really, ice the cake for me. But I haven't talked about the graphics. Graphically, the game is really good. It's what I would expect in a platformer. Nice, detailed sprites. The animations are smooth. And the thing I like about this one is that when you look at Mia, and when you look at her, like, attacking, she gives that angry look. And when she feels defeated, she gives that defeated look. I mean, it's adding a lot of personality, and I quite like that. You know what? That they were going with Mia in this one. That's honestly the thing I like about this the most. And yeah, I mean, it's got everything you would want for a platformer so far. It's got, levels that reward you with stuff. I've said this so many times, but that it is what it is. It's got all that stuff, and I guess when I complete the game, the full game, I guess I can, elaborate more on its faults later on. But for what it is pretty good. And that is it with this impressions so far. Yeah, I guess that's what I think right now. Do let me know if you like this kind of impression videos from me, guys. And yeah, that is it with this one. If you like what you've seen, please give a like, comment, and subscribe. And in the meanwhile, thank you for watching Gaming Roki. Have a good one.